When you check out at the pharmacy, you see the journey from idea to medicine, thanks to our intellectual property system, or IP for short. IP safeguards inventions, like a new way to prevent seizures or lower cholesterol. And IP supports competition from other brands, then lower cost generics, which are 90% of prescriptions filled in the US. Innovation, competition, lower costs, thanks to IP. Learn more at phrma.org/IP works wonders.
Parents want safer online experiences for their teens. That's why Instagram is introducing Teen Accounts, with automatic protections for who can contact teens and the content they can see, giving parents more peace of mind. Learn more at instagram.com/teenaccounts.
You can rub it on your crotch and your ass crack and your feet, I guess.
To be fair, I could take a steak and cheese sandwich and rub it in all those spots too, Wally.
Oh.
And now, Cheez Wits.
I'm on the phone.
Why?
El Frozo Computo.
That computer.
Yeah, well, we had a power outage. Whenever we have power outages.
Did you finally get your power back on?
Wait. Yeah. So here I go. I think I can get back into it now.
Well,
there's Christopher.
Hey, Chris. Wally's on his phone because his computer froze up again.
Oh, it's got. I mean, listen. Windows 8 just doesn't get enough credit sometimes.
I'm telling you.
You suck.
I feel like we should start off the show with an apology to our listeners in Russia and Belarus.
That can know. They mean the listener that can, our comrades that can no longer hear us for that one episode.
They couldn't hear the last episode, and in our defense, it's Walmart's fault.
Well, they're not going to advertise anyhow.
But they do, because the host that we have, we don't pay for the podcast hosting, so they insert ads into our show that we have no control over. And they inserted a Walmart ad that had La Freak in it. And so our video got flagged for having unlicensed content.
That's so fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's so, I don't know. It's like arbitrary almost.
Yeah. I mean, I did. You can, what's it called? Ask them to look at it again. I did that. Appeal. Thank you. Yeah. Words are not wording today, but I did appeal it. So we'll see what happens. Wally's phone has now frozen up as well. Or is that mine? Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny.
You gotta be kidding me.
There we go. Now his computer's working.
There we go. So now you can hear me. Yeah, but I can't see anybody. I don't know.
I can't see you either.
We can't see you. Yeah.
Wait.
No. For you right now, it looks like. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
There, you see me now.
What the hell is that? Why did they ring the doorbell? God damn it.
That's like the old, it's like the old cell phone ads. Can you hear me now? Instead for me,
you guys talk amongst yourselves. I got to go see what this motherfucker wants.
Oh, that's your doorbell. I thought it was Wally's doorbell.
No, we don't have a doorbell. Believe it or not.
That's something.
When we had our ADT installed, for some reason our doorbell got uninstalled.
That's weird.
I don't know why. And then we had somebody come to try to fix the doorbell, and they took the doorbells off the 2 door locations where we have them. They took them off to work on them, and in the meanwhile, they were not here for a week. The painters came to paint the house, and they just painted over where the doorbell would have been hooked up and just snipped the wires and tucked them in and filled in the hole. So we have to get wireless ones if we want that sort of luxury.
Could you guys hear me yelling at that guy?
No. Actually, I just assumed that the Charlotte's Murder for Hired plot didn't work.
Well, No, that hasn't worked. But no, he noticed that someone came and checked out my roof. He is a roofer. He wanted to know if I needed any repairs done. I said, you ignored 2 no soliciting signs for that? Oh, my bad. But do you?
Oh
dear.
So who's
and then
digging
angry
the hole?
Jess comes.
Who's digging the hole underneath the flower bed where he's going?
See, now I'm going to have to hire somebody else to do that job.
Listen, I'd be scared enough of Jess that I'd be, if she told me to dig my own grave, I'd say, oh, all right, lady. All right.
This would be like a mob hit. No, I'll dig the hole. It's all right. Let me dig the hole.
Get in. All right.
It'd be terrible. Mm-hmm. So let me tell you what happened to me today. Just so, as you know, I do lots of gig working. Mm-hmm. And I've had a particularly good week. On Monday, I raked in 5 bills. And yesterday, I did 4 bills. And today, before I came home early, I was over 250 bills. Okay. So I'm having an outstanding week. And then the app that I'm using the most, I get an email from them saying, we're locking your account because we've been told you're arriving to pick up items that are too big for the vehicle you're driving. And I'm saying to them, fuckers, have you looked to see what I delivered a refrigerator. I delivered a hot water heater. I delivered a one of those rolling toolboxes that weighed 200 pounds. What the fuck are you talking? So what happens in some of this gig working is people get, I don't know, they get jealous that you're doing well. So they report you as being not able to work, or you're lying about the size of your vehicle. Now, I don't even lie about the size of my dick, never mind my vehicle.
Well, and how are you going to put a refrigerator? How did you complete the refrigerator job if your vehicle wasn't big enough to hold the refrigerator?
Well, that's the whole thing with the people who investigate are called trust and safety. Now, the huge irony here is I get the message while I'm delivering a hot water heater, which is, it's 6 feet by, and it weighs 220 pounds, and it's big, and I'm delivering it, and I get the notice that that there's a problem, and my account gets locked while I'm in mid delivery. Like, are you fucking shitting? And now they've got 250 of my dollars, because normally I cash out at the end of the day, that I have no access to. Like, you guys are fuckers. And so the trust and safety also, even though the guy's name is Cooper, we know that Cooper's coming from somewhere in Southeast Asia, and he's translating everything. So now I have to wait and find out.
I don't understand how they think you're completing the job. Like how does if you are obviously getting the job done,
yeah, why
would you not get paid for the job that you have completed?
Have no idea. It's so I'm locked out, which means I cannot work until they fix the thing.
Merry Christmas.
Fucking cunts. And the real cunt thing is that it's just, there's no logic. There's nobody really paying attention. Like, had they looked at, I don't know, more than half of the work I've done this week, it's all heavy, a 10-foot ladder I took yesterday, along with a bunch of other, it's big things. I generally don't take small. I don't usually take a small order.
But how does anybody else know what you're doing to be jealous of you, to report you?
Oh, well, there's other people vying for the same work, right?
And they can see that you got it, not just that they didn't get it?
They'll see it and they'll say, hey, who's that guy? And then somebody will tell them at Home Depot, say, oh, hey, that's so-and-so. He's a good guy. Because that's what everybody says about me. Hey, he's a good guy. And so then they'll contact the gig whatever and say, hey, this guy Wally here in this town with this license plate number, because they'll wait in the parking lot and they'll take your license plate number down. They'll give it to them. And then they just say bad shit about you. Now, I don't give a shit about anybody. I'm just giving a shit about Wally. Mm-hmm. That's it. I only care about Wally. I don't care about fucking Bill, Bob, Albie, none of them. Don't
Not
care.
even Albie. Wow.
Well, I meant to say Abdi, actually, because there's a lot of Abdi guys who do the work. I don't care. I just do your thing, brothers and sisters. I'm doing my thing. So it just pisses me off.
God, Frederick is such a weird place. I'm going down the road. There's this AMC Gremlin next to me with a hot water heater sticking out of it. It's the goddamnedest thing. It's so weird. And it's got main plates on it. How fucking odd.
I saw a woman today trying to put a one of those flat top grills, griddles, the big ones that come, I don't know what, it's the orange box, to cram it into the front seat of her car. It took them 10 minutes. Finally, she got it in. But then when she went to get into the car on the driver's side, she couldn't get in the car because the box was, and then she couldn't get the box out of the car because the guy had already left who was helping her. And I laughed, and maybe she said something because I don't know.
That's probably it.
And she was in. Now I have a big SUV. I can fit doors and refrigerators. I have a big SUV. I can fit an outside 83-inch door. There'll be 83 inches by 36 wide by 7 inches, iron steel clad. That goes right in my car, no problem. Because I put down the back seats and it slides in. Mm-hmm. And she's driving like a little Topaz.
Topaz.
And she had 2 dogs in the car.
Of course. And
I was like, what the fuck is going on in here? And I was mocking her in my head only to, while I'm delivering mine, get locked out of my gig. I was like, what the fuck?
I had a situation with my homeowner's insurance that makes equal amounts of sense. So we finally got them out here to look at my roof.
Yes.
After the leak from Hurricane Helene, right?
Yep.
So they have 2 guys come out. One guy walks the property. The other guy climbs up on the roof. My roofer is here at the same time that they're here so that he can explain what he's done and seen, blah, blah, blah. The guy who did not go up on the roof is the one that I'm doing all the communicating with. He then comes inside to look at the damage on the inside, takes his notes. Before he leaves, he says to me, the shingles underneath the tarp are not damaged. So that was not wind or hail. We're calling that wind-driven rain, and therefore we're declining coverage on the roof. And I'm like, wait, what? He said, but we're going to cover the repair on the inside. And that's going to include, for this little 2-foot square hole in my wall and ceiling, they're going to fix that and then paint the ceiling in the whole living room, the hallway, all of the walls in the living room and the hallway, all of that. They're going to, so they're covering $2,000 worth of stuff on the inside. Plus he says he saw some hail damage on some metal vents in the backside of the roof and the chimney cap. And so he's covering replacement of those.
Oh.
But he's not going to cover even the cost of the tarp. And I said,
this is the second visit, right?
Huh?
Is this the second visit?
No, this was their first visit. But I said, I can't. Can you explain that to me? Because I feel like, even if the shingles are not the are not damaged, the tarp was necessary to keep the water from continuing to come into the house. And he said, yes, but because the shingles were not damaged, then the tarp is not covered. Like, he just basically said the same thing. Every time I asked a different way, he would say the same thing in a different way. And we just went around in circles. And after he left, my roofer was like, this makes no sense. He said, I've never seen this before. So the roofer went and talked to some of his independent adjuster friends who said that was a specifically Allstate thing. Lucky me. So they're just like, I even asked him to send me the wording in my policy that would preclude him from covering the tarp. And the wording was something about like construction and repair. And I was like, but it's not those things. Like, and then I talked to him on the phone again and I said, I don't understand. Like, I don't know what I was supposed to have done other than have a tarp put there to stop the leak. And he said, oh, you didn't do anything wrong. He said, it was your responsibility as the homeowner to stop the leak. Okay.
Oh.
But you're telling me that when he nailed the tarp to the roof, it damaged the shingles that it was nailed into just because of nails.
Yeah.
So you're not even going to cover the tarp or the repair of those shingles. No.
Is this so? I think Joseph Wamba wrote Catch-22.
Yeah. I actually used that phrase with him. I was like, this just feels like such a catch-22 because if I did not have him go up and put that tarp up there, the water would have continued to come into the house and the damage would have been more extensive. And then you're telling me that had the damage been more expensive, he specifically told me, if I had felt it necessary to call ServPro and have them come in and tear up all my carpets, regardless of whether there was damage under the carpet, they would have covered that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they will not cover the cost of a tarp.
Unfucking real. Well, and I say this in absolutely with morbid humor in my head. Did you see who was killed today?
No.
Speaking of insurance.
No.
The CEO of United Health was murdered outside of the Sheridan something in New York City this morning.
Was it by someone whose coverage was declined?
Well, so that's why I don't know that that's the case, but so he was walking out of the door, I guess, and a man or a person hooded with a silencer shot him several times from my reading in the chest and then rode away on a bicycle. And it was like messenger murder or something.
Wow.
Yeah. Just murdered the guy. So in my head, I've got, hey, insurance guys, you better watch out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know whose list you're on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not advocating any harm to anybody.
No.
Let that be said now.
No.
But it is a different world, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a different world because
it's just going to get worse.
I could almost think that this guy, maybe this CEO of United Health, that seriously, United Health may have declined some life-saving service to somebody's child or wife or brother or sister or mother or father, and the person just fucking snapped.
Yeah.
And said, fuck you.
Yeah. Because meanwhile, that CEO's making billions of dollars.
Yeah. No doubt he's got $100 million. Well, that particular United Health, I think last year's revenues were just under $350 billion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how much they saved by declining my sleep medication.
But that's an insurance company. That's a company who tells people constantly, we can't help you. Mm-hmm. It costs too much. Mm-hmm. It's going to eat into our $350 billion of revenue.
Insurance companies of all kinds are the worst.
They really, really are.
Mm-hmm.
They just fucking are. So now you're going to have to decide, like people decide when their car gets hit, whether or not they're going to.
How badly do I want to not have that tarp visible on the front of my house?
Right. Or how do they really want to have the fender painted for that scratch?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, yeah, fix the hole in the wall and fix the ceiling.
For sure, I'm getting that. I'm getting the inside done.
And use whatever money that's not used for the walls to fix my fucking roof.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to. Yeah, it's always so that whole fixing of the roof, because we had a leak. We had a pipe break upstairs, and they painted any ceiling that touches another ceiling gets painted without a break. So we have continuous ceilings, and any wall that touches another wall that's of the same color gets painted so that it'll all match.
But here's what's funny about that. Where my living room and hallway and kitchen meet, it's like, it's not level. It's not, it's not, this wall is only the living room and this wall is only the kitchen. Like the kitchen wall comes into the living room and then the hallway goes here. So he's covering the hallway, even though that was never even a thought in my mind.
Right.
And the roofer is in the house when he's telling me, when the adjuster is saying, and we're going to cover this and this and this, and we're going to cover the hallway because it connects. And the roofer says, what about the kitchen? And the adjuster says, oh yeah, I guess that connects too. And he takes the measurements in the kitchen. But then when he calls me back to tell me about the coverage estimate, he says, well, we're not covering the kitchen because there's that metal strip on the floor between the living room and the kitchen. So anything past that metal strip doesn't get covered. And I was like, okay, but what about the part of the wall that comes from the kitchen past that metal strip into the living room? Like there's one wall where it is past it. And if you're only going to paint that piece of wall that's past the metal strip, that's going to look stupid.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to paint that, then why are we bothering painting any of the walls except for the one that's affected? Make any of this make sense.
Yeah. Did I miss anything? I was on the other line with United Healthcare.
No, did you tell them we said and send our love?
I did. I sent one of those wreaths.
Yeah.
That was recycled from somebody's coming out party to we're sorry. The
prayers and wishes, wishes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sending prayers and wishes. Yeah. So the rule of thumb here, and so this is a learning experience for you, obviously, and it's for everybody, but call the insurance company first. Let them call the, ServPro people, because they will do that. They will call ServPro. They will make all those arrangements and pay for it, and let ServPro do all the damage they want so it's covered.
So he actually said, when I mentioned the floor, before he left, he said, are there any other areas that I should be taking into consideration? And I said, I don't know. I said, the carpet got wet. I don't know if there's a problem underneath there. And he said, well, we can call ServPro and have them come out. But if they find no problem, that's not covered. I would have to pay for that.
Right.
Wow.
So
can you imagine the insurance people getting off the phone, Wally, and insurance people just hang up? Okay, thank you very much. And God, what's wrong with you? Oh, that cunt Jess, right? Jesus. Fuck.
So,
oh my God.
The thing here is, had you called them, and I'm not saying anything other than, had you called them right away and they sent ServPro out, the floor would have been wet, so they would have found damage, and you would have been fucking. It doesn't make any sense. Even that doesn't make sense.
No.
But if they get there, because the floor is wet, the carpet's wet, so we had to tear it up to look and see what was underneath. They cover it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fucking nutty. It doesn't make any sense.
There was no leak. You were doing your Kegels, weren't you?
And somehow got stuff behind the paint?
Hey, she's got a good tight one. Okay.
Wow.
And no.
I work out.
Good Lord, look at Jess's Kegels. They're shooting off like a fucking water cannon. This is great.
It's like the 4th of July of water.
Good God. They could have used you during the riots in Memphis. Holy shit.
Chris, do you actually know what Kegels are?
Yeah, there's those things between your legs that hang down that, no.
Okay.
They're a beautiful little exercise for tightening up the walls.
Yeah, there are no liquids involved in Kegels, but
yeah, I understand. So, can I tell a funny story?
Yes, please.
A Kegel story. Go ahead.
No, it's not a Kegel story. So we're at the bowling alley Saturday, okay, and I was trading some bowling balls with a guy behind the bowling alley, and his name's Dave, and he is of the other persuasion, and he the homosexual persuasion,
right?
And Dave starts talking to me, and Jenna's standing there. Dave starts talking, said, and my niece was texting me, and she's asking me how to make anal, a little easier. And I was telling her these all sorts of lubes and, analies. And Jenna is so disgusted by this. She starts uncontrollably farting. Uncontrollably farting. And she's backing up with every step. And it's just, it was the funniest goddamn thing I'd ever seen in my fucking life. It was so fucking funny. So Dave texts me later on and, saw that Jenna had a bad game and says, wow, I guess you ran out of gas.
Now, did she really have a farting attack?
It was an absolute rat-a-tat-tat-tat.
No.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat.
I don't understand
rat-a-tat.
why.
Neither do I. It was like a reflex action. I don't know. Maybe she likes anal and nobody's told me. And it goes.
When horses, since Jenna's a farm girl.
Yeah.
When horses get excited, they fart.
Okay. Well,
sometimes when they get agitated, they fart.
So maybe she wasn't disgusted. She was excited.
Oh, that's good. She could be. Now I'm fucking Mr. Ed. That's good.
She was excited, but when we had our horses, when they would get excited and they jump up and they would fart and they'd kick their legs and fart like crazy. And I'm going to tell you something. I too would be uncomfortable in that same conversation. I would.
I guess I don't understand how you get into that conversation while trading balls. I mean, bowling balls.
Yeah, well, because that's just the way the conversation just went that direction, and somebody said something about sex, and Dave said, "Well, let me tell you about my niece." And yeah,
I can pretty much guarantee there is not a relative in my entire family I would be asking for advice on sex of any kind.
Well, you know what? Listen, if I am trying to bond with my gay uncle and I'm female, I'm going to ask him, how do I make the penal anal hurt less?
Listen, if I was talking to my gay dad and his gay husband, I would not ask them about ass fucking at all.
I probably wouldn't, because ass fucking probably feels the same to you unless you're getting ass fucked.
Well, I might maybe I said to him, so have you let's see, what is it called? I think it's called hole tox. It's where you have your anus injected with Botox so that you can have anal sex with men with larger penises.
See, now you said tux. I was picturing somebody taking one of my grandma's tux medicated pads and putting it on their cock.
It's a hole tox. I think it's
through.
Hole tox.
Wow.
Why do you know about that, Wally?
Yeah, I'm
going to tell you why. I was listening to Howard Stern, and they were talking about anal sex, which they never talk about, of course.
Never. It's Howard Stern.
Obviously.
And
they had visited. They had sent Richard to visit a place where they enlarge people's penises, give them more girth with injections of something. Or they can also do some other thing where they can make the length a little longer, again, through injections. They also can make your balls bigger with an injection of something. I'm not sure why you do any of these things. And once these guys get these, like, they're talking about, I don't even know, 6, 7 inch, 8 inch diameter penises.
Good God, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So then their partners will end up getting this whole tox.
No.
Botox injections. I know.
No, sir.
I guess this
this whole conversation, this whole fucking conversation just.
Well, the funny thing about it is none of us have any expertise in any of this stuff.
No, not at all.
No knowledge of it all. It's just all third-hand information that we're just spewing and spilling out into this podcast that we have no fucking idea about any of it. Though the Botox thing sounds so fucking desperate. Like, God damn. I am not doing that. If I were a gay man, I would not be so desperate for a big dick.
Are gay men the only ones doing that, though?
Huh? What's that?
Are gay men the only ones doing that?
Well, probably not. I would guess there may be some women who want bigger anal sex dicks or something. I don't know.
Oh, you think men are doing this because women want it?
No. I'm saying there may be women who like anal sex who their man has a too large of a penis and the new man, so they get the Botox in their anus so they can stretch more, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea about the women. Look at Jess got a shiver, I think. Jess, did you get a shiver? Did you get did you get one of the
Am I fucking here?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now you can hear you.
No, I don't. I just meant metaphysically.
I cannot imagine.
Jesus Christ, you fucking people.
I can't imagine any of this. Chris, do you have any experience here?
What, with taking it or giving it?
With Botox?
Yes. No, with Botox, I almost said flavoring. No, don't have it with that either.
Flavoring. Nice.
Now with clitoris juice.
Oh, we like that clitoris juice.
Oh, God damn. It just so then now let's just work back to the United Health guy. All of these things we've talked about, these are the fucking wackiest things going. The world it seems like it's in some sort of tumult. It's just gone fucking bonkers. I can't imagine 20 years ago any of these things being talked about or being a thing.
Here's another example, unrelated to anal sex, of the world being tumultuous. Actually, let's roll it on back to Walmart, because I just saw that. I think we talked about at one point that they were going to not have self-checkout anymore.
Yes.
Turns out that's not entirely true. They have made, at least in some stores, self-checkout only available to people who are Walmart Plus subscribers. In other words,
correct.
You are paying extra money to ring up your own shit. You are paying them to do the work that they generally pay someone else to do for you.
I'm just curious whether I'm going to get a W-2 or W whatever come the end of the year.
Get invited to the company Christmas party.
Yeah.
Oh, $10.99 from Walmart.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
So here's one about our local oil delivery service, who was recently bought. They bought and merged two local companies, and now it's under one big umbrella. And we got a note the other day, or a letter in the mail, letting us know that starting December 1st, all deliveries will have a $6.50 surcharge on top of the cost of the fuel, oil and propane, because that's the two things we get.
Wow.
And they explained in their letter that they have to have insurance and new tires and things like that. So this surcharge helps cover them. In the business world,
the amount you pay cover then?
Hold on. In the business world, that's referred to as cost of doing business. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. It's the cost of doing business.
Generally built into the price of your product.
Right. Generally, it's rolled in. So they say, but unlike other companies, we're not going to hide the fact that we're charging these fees. We're not just going to roll it in.
That's
we're going
stupid.
to charge you right up front. Now, here's the interesting part. The oil here, $3.27 a gallon is their posted price, which they don't post on the website that every other oil company does because they are, on average, 30 cents more than all of the other companies who roll that price into the cost of their oil, which ranges from $2.99. I mean, there's some that are $3.02, $3.03, but from $2.99 down to $2.82, the cost of oil. Mm-hmm. So they are effectively 35 cents more than any other, because if you get 100 gallons and they're charging $6.50, you add that 6 cents per gallon onto blah, 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 whatever. And you get basically $3.33 a gallon they're charging, which is fucking ridiculous. Now here's another fucking stupid thing they do. But if you go to their website and order online, you can get 20 cents off per gallon. Why? Because, of course, they want to gather your information and then sell it. Mm-hmm. That's the whole gig there. Like, why don't you just fucking charge the lower price to begin with and stop all your fucking shenanigans? Because you're fooling nobody.
Right.
So then I said, well, how about, can I get what my credit back? Because I have, we have like, I don't know, $1,600 or $1,700 credit for the winter. We'll have to add to it, but we'll get through the winter on about $2,000. Yes, that'll take 3 weeks to get back. Oh, okay. Well, how about, can you pick up the propane tanks? Sure, we'll charge $150 per propane tank to pick up. I said, well, maybe I'll just bring those to you. Well, I don't know that you can do that safely. Oh, I can do it safely. I'll tie them to the back of my car and drag them 4 miles to your location. Mm-hmm. They were not impressed with that, but these fucking assholes, all walks of life. So I guess my end point is, when these fucking people who complain about, the fucking economy sucks, it's fucking greed.
For sure.
Stop blaming it on, the Congress or the Senate or the president or the vice president. It's not going to be, it might be Trump's fault when he gets in office with tariffs, but it's not his fault. It's not. It's just not. It's these greedy motherfuckers.
Yeah, who are whining about the economy while also revealing record profits in their quarterly earnings calls.
Yeah, unfucking believable. These fucking cocks. Mm-hmm.
Fucking liberal bullshit. That's what this is.
You know what? This is a time, Chris. I do not have enough foul language words. I don't have enough swear words to really express myself about these twats. I just don't.
How rare.
There are not, I do not have in my fucking, in my bag of swear words, not enough room and not enough words do I know to be able to throw everything out there, because I would love to throw every word I know out there. I just don't have enough of them. I think I run out at like 10. I think, 10 or 11 words I probably have that I could use, but I'm sure there's so many more. I might have to learn some foreign language swear words. I just have to. It's so
make up your own.
It is. My most common used swear word, Jiminy Crickets, I say.
That's not a swear word.
I know, but I use it as a swear word when I'm in public. I will just say, Jiminy, or I'll say Zag Nuts. That's my other one. Those are my, instead of bless his little heart, I will say, I
yell, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. I do catch myself with that. Or probably, maybe, fuck me, I say quite often too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fuck me. I can't say cunt out in public, because that one will get you slapped or hit.
Try it. Roll video.
Wow, what a cunt thing to say.
Let me run out and give that. You know what? I think I'm going to go to the YWCA and try that.
Make sure you have your phone recording when you do it.
Cunt.
We'll share it on the Cheez Wits Facebook page. It'll be great.
Oh my! Could you imagine? Now, there are certain words that people get real. Fuck is not one of the words people get too offended by.
Not anymore.
Fuck, son of a bitch, motherfucker. People don't much care. Cocksucker. They don't care that much. Cunt, though.
Clutching pearls.
Huh?
Clutching pearls. Yep.
You got that right.
All right, let me ask you guys a question, because I read about this survey. So let's say each of you is about to take someone on a first date.
Okay.
And you decide that it's a first date. You want to save a little money. You're going to pick a fast food restaurant.
Oh.
Which fast food restaurant would you pick?
Chick-fil-A.
Now, does Olive Garden count as fast food? No.
No,
that's casual sit downs.
Oh, casual sit down. Okay, so God damn. Taco Bell.
Okay, so Chris actually answered the most popular answer.
Only because I read the same thing you did.
Did you?
Yeah.
We don't have a Chick-fil-A around me.
But it is also interesting by state, because Chick-fil-A was the number one answer in Maryland and Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
In Maine, the top answer was Subway.
Really?
Yeah.
Subway? Not a fucking chance.
And I'll tell you what, if any man told me that he was taking me to Chick-fil-A on our first date, I would immediately block him.
I might take him to D'Angelo's, though, now that you mention it.
I'd go to D'Angelo's.
What's
D'Angelo's?
D'Angelo's?
That's a good
sub shop.
It's a sub shop, but it's fucking good subs. They have good soup, and they have other items too. Nice salads.
Yeah, it's not that dog food they have at Subway.
No, it is not. It's real. It's not all made from turkey.
Interestingly, Wally, Taco Bell was the number one answer in Hawaii.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wait, did you learn that by listening to K-Poise stream or something?
I mean, I read the survey.
Oh, okay.
The only the reason why I would say Taco Bell is because most of the Taco Bells here, we've got 2 or 3, I guess 2 in my area. It's Taco Bell / Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Now, Kentucky Fried Chicken was the number one answer in Wyoming. Those are the states that have they're the only ones that picked that restaurant.
Yeah.
We've got the Taco Bell / Long John Silver's here. And my new favorite, the Taco Bell / A&W.
Oh, that's a good one.
That one,
yeah.
The Taco Bell / Long John Silver's just sounds like diarrhea. Like you just walk in and you immediately have diarrhea.
Yes, I'll have the trots combined with also let me get I don't know whether I want the shits today or not. Maybe go ahead and give me the shits and the trots, and I'll also take a small Rhea.
I think that perhaps the worst is probably if there was a place I would avoid absolutely, Arby's.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Arby's.
Yeah, but I would not take someone to Arby's because although Arby's does have a couple of good deli style sandwiches.
Once you're established, you can go to Arby's or something like that.
What did you say, Chris? We lost him.
He was doing so well too.
Oh, it was so clear. I think what he was alluding to.
I would take the IHOP or Shoney's, right? I'm sorry. I'd take the IHOP. Can you not hear me? Hello?
I heard IHOP or Shoney's, but I don't know where you were going, how you got there.
You came from.
No, that's where I was. If I didn't like the girl, that's where I would take them.
Oh, to IHOP or Shoney's. Okay.
Unless
if I wanted
breakfast bar.
No. If I wanted to get my dick sucked the first night, we go to Ruth's Chris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we don't have Red Lobsters here. That's a place
I can't imagine
would
why.
Hope the fuck not in Maine.
Yeah, we have no Red Lobster here because they use Canadian lobster. That's why. So they were all people just stopped boycotted them. And
having Red Lobster in Maine would be like having, which they do, but it's stupid, having Domino's in New York City. Like that's just dumb.
Well, it kind of is. No, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was saying it's like putting an Olive Garden in Sicily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and the sad thing about those places, Like I've said it, and I've said it. I will say it always. Olive Garden has the best fucking Bloody Mary mix of any.
Yeah, but you like it dressed, and they didn't do it dressed.
Right, but no, but just their mix, even when they don't dress it, it's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Olive Garden, unfortunately, makes people believe that's what Italian food is.
Yeah,
and
which is why when I moved from New York to first Texas and then Kansas and then down here in Tennessee, I can't trust any single motherfucker when they tell me any Italian restaurant is good.
No.
It's not their fault. They don't know.
No. It's like if you're from Memphis, or if you're from Tennessee, or if you're from Kansas City, or if you're in North Carolina, and you say, let's go get barbecue, you know what to expect. If you're in Maine, they say, let's go get barbecue. I'm sorry, but
having grown up in upstate New York myself, to me, barbecue was always like grilled chicken.
So no. Barbecue. No. No.
Do explain.
It's not my fault. I did not grow up where barbecue was a thing. To this day, there's not very much barbecue I actually enjoy. It's not really my thing.
Have you gone to Mission Barbecue?
I have. Mission's good.
I love Mission.
Mm-hmm.
There's a barbecue joint that Jody and I used to go to when we lived in Virginia. There was a couple in Virginia that were pretty good, but there was one in North Carolina that was fucking fabulous.
But also, barbecue in North Carolina and barbecue in Memphis are different foods.
Oh yeah, very
different things.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
and then Kansas City is a third food group.
Yeah, but all
and
good.
You were in Texas long enough that you had to have hit a Dickey's.
I don't remember. It's been a really long time. Here's what I remember about Texas and why I did not like barbecue in Texas, because everything in Texas was smoked real heavily. And
right.
So, and also if we went to cookouts at somebody's house and they all had their smokers going and everything was smoked so heavily that if you took home leftovers and put them in the refrigerator, everything in the refrigerator then smelled like smoke.
That's correct.
It was gross.
The same thing happens when I put food down my pants. Everything, winds up smelling like cock, and I can't figure out why.
That's weird.
But it does.
Oh, have you tried not putting food down your pants?
Speaking of smelling like cock, what a transition! I bought some Mando deodorant. Now, I do not put it on my nether regions, but I do use it in my armpit area. And I'm telling you what. So it absolutely works. Even when you get the nonsense, you can sweat like a pig and you will not smell like you're sweating like a pig. Even the next day.
The person who does not wear deodorant, I almost said underwear.
Is wearing deodorant.
Yeah.
Yep. I wanted to try it and see. So I gave it a go.
Okay.
Now, this is the same as the Lume. You can rub it on your crotch and your ass crack and your feet, I guess. I guess you can put it wherever you want.
I'm not.
Yes. So
they're annoying the shit out of me.
To be fair, I could take a steak and cheese sandwich and rub it in all those spots too, Wally.
Oh, you certainly could, my friend. Yeah. You certainly could. But that chemical they
I'm sorry, is that an onion in my asshole? I apologize. That's an onion in provolone.
Ever since that Botox injection, I can put a whole onion in my ass.
That whole Botox injection, I can put a Subway 12-incher plus Jared in my butthole.
God damn. Very, very nice. Way to go there, Chris. Way to go there.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
Deal. So Jess and I both with run-ins with the man. Chris, no run-ins with the man for you?
No. I literally, nothing recently.
Hey, how about that Fox guy?
How about that? Who?
The whatever Hegseth. How about that poor fucking bastard?
That is a poor fucking bastard.
He is getting fucking torched.
Mm-hmm.
He is just getting fucking torched.
No, it's all right. You know, the Freedom Foundation will take care of that.
Yeah, but a guy, he quits his job, and then, I mean, people just come out of the woodwork when it looks like you're going to get somewhere, or when you
especially when it's somewhere you have no business being,
especially like a Botoxed asshole.
Right. But he
might be a Botoxed asshole.
He could be.
He could be. He's just getting fucking torched. I can't imagine. This is why I think we do not get good people going into politics, because you are going to get fucking ravaged.
It is, but also you should probably have a qualification or two.
Oh, you should have a qualification, but even if he was qualified, even if he had qualification, he's just a fucking guy with too many skeletons in a fucking. It's not. Yeah. He's got a walk-in closet of skeletons.
I don't feel bad for him. I honestly would not feel bad for anybody in his position, even if they were qualified for the job, if they were piece of shit human beings.
Yeah, and it appears now that he is a piece of shit human being.
Yep.
At least with his
which is such a shock given who chose him for the job.
I mean, when you pick a guy like that and you say, "Oh, you've only been divorced twice, and you've only got one lawsuit that you settled out of court for sexual fucking misconduct," and you just that Trump team did not look at him at all to say, "Oh, you were relieved of your duties from 2."
They're not looking
501c.
There doesn't seem to be anything to disqualify anyone from being on Trump's team. So
but I can tell you, if Ron DeSantis becomes the guy, he's actually a qualified dude. May not like the dude, but he's qualified. He's got qualifications. He's been in the military. He was a judge advocate general in the Navy. Mm-hmm. He's well qualified, this guy,
but also a piece of shit human. So if people come out of the closet to ravage him, then that's not something I feel bad about.
I think though he doesn't have any of the ravage in him. I don't think he hasn't been divorced 6 times. He doesn't have sexual misconduct
that not you that know about.
Not that we know, but we know he can run a state. We know that we know he's able to do it. He's got a profitable state. People move there. Blah blah blah. We don't get good people because of this shit. And you have to get good people to begin with. Imagine if we went for a job in radio and this is what you had to go through. So have you ever been drunk at work? Geez, I'm gonna take back my application.
Have you ever had a 15-year-old girl go down on you in the studio? Well, thank you for your time. Take care.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Have you ever put up a website about an ex-husband? Oh.
Yeah. It's done. Like, have you ever had they're talking about him having the smell of alcohol on his breath when he got to work. Yeah, that's never happened to me. I've never.
I definitely did not drink gas station wine on the air.
That never happened, and we do not have air checks of it.
Nor have we ever talked about it on this publicly available podcast.
Never have talked about that.
Is there
could you imagine,
guys?
Probably not of that day. There's a couple air checks of her and I together when I broke into singing the Love Boat one day. That was that was fun.
We were talking about Hurricane Isaac.
Hurricane
Naturally.
Isaac. Yep. The Love Boat.
So that was not induced by gas station wine.
I mean, who
could
could say
it wasn't? I'm not going to say that it wasn't because I got to tell you, it was later on in the day and it was later on in the career. So,
Lord.
I mean, there is an air check that I've got from Wink in Winchester right after I left FRA, and I'm there and I'm talking up a Bruno Mars record, and I forgot which one it was. But you hear me say 92.5, and you clearly hear me pick up the bottle, drink, and go. So it's literally 92.5. Wink FM. Yeah, hit us up on the request line if you want to. 662-WINC.
I hope it wasn't Uptown Funk, because that one's really easy to mispronounce when you're drinking.
Yeah, this is the fucking fuck. Is it Uptown Fuck?
So good. Yeah, I can absolutely say that I could not have gotten a job if certain questions were ever asked. For absolute. Yeah. Have you ever had intimate relations with your wife at a function or at the radio station? Yes, I have.
Have you ever came on the studio chair at Wash FM? God damn it.
Yeah. Well,
show of hands, who's happy they don't work in a studio with other people anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Especially a carpeted floor.
Oh.
This is why, when we talk about it, this is why I brought my own pop screen, my own.
You were afraid there was jizz on the one that everybody uses?
That there was anything on it. And
hey, I brought my own into FRA once. The one time that I saw that some asshole, and it wasn't you, Jess, it was a weekender that left their snot rag on the console.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it was probably that either the dead fuck bag or the other fuck bag, you know, that did that.
Dead fuck bag or the living fuck bag.
Yeah, and Jess knows exactly who I'm talking about when I say the dead fuck bag or the alive fuck bag.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, once that happened, I started bringing in my own pop filter, and I brought in fucking Clorox wipes into that room. Yeah. And you wonder why I always got sick when I was working at that radio station, because more afternoons I'd call Jess. I'm like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't fucking do it.
Do you remember the fuzzy keyboard?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that probably wasn't fuzzy when Tommy Grumwell put it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I don't even know what that keyboard was for. I never touched it.
It was the keyboard for that old spot system. The old
No, you know what? I think it was I think it was the keyboard for the on-air system, but we didn't need it because the board.
So we never used it. Yeah.
Yeah, we used the board, or we had touchscreen.
Oh, God, we didn't have touchscreen. Geez, you're getting confused, honey.
No, we did have touchscreen.
No, we did not have touchscreen in that place. Not a chance. We had a fucking mouse, and we had the pots on the board. We did not have a touch. If we had a touchscreen, I'd be using that shit all the time. Well, of course, they had it in such an inconvenient position, you'd never fucking know if it was a touchscreen or not.
Yeah.
I mean, this seriously, you were doing calisthenics in the studio, Wally.
No, yeah. I worked in a studio where the screen was so high that I could not reach it without, if it was a touchscreen, I could not reach it without having a stool.
Oh, my God.
It would be up out of reach, and I just really couldn't get to it, and do what I was doing, not look at the screen and keep my face correctly at the microphone and then hit whatever I got to hit on the board. No way could I have done that.
Well, and speaking of radio, you saw the main radio news, right?
No, I did not. Oh, yes. Stephen King selling his 3 stations.
Oh, he's not selling. He's turning off.
Oh, is he just going dark?
Yeah, he's just taking them all dark.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks because he put in the good fight. He really tried to have local radio, but.
Yep. Nobody was having it all these years. Nobody's doing it. Nobody cared.
We don't even need to go back over, but it's the big fucks' faults.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
For sure.
It's all because of the big fucks. They have They have ruined an entire industry.
Have you guys seen, Chris, you may have seen this. I doubt Wally has. The little back and forth between RJ Curtis and Shitty PD.
Oh, yeah.
I have not seen this.
So RJ Curtis is a former radio guy, now head of the CRB, Country Radio Broadcasters, which puts on Country Radio Seminar every year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Shitty PD is an Instagram account that refused to be on our show because he was afraid his voice would be recognized. Because I had a whole Instagram conversation with him about it.
Okay, right. I remember this.
Yeah. So Shitty PD and Shitty Radio Jock are 2 different Instagram accounts, and they basically call out bullshit in the radio industry. Sometimes it's PDs, sometimes it's radio companies, sometimes it's jocks. And one of their pet peeves is when somebody dies and a jock is like, here's a picture of me with that person. And they're like,
Oh,
how
yeah, that's
fucking
great.
self-centered are you?
Right.
That this person's family and loved ones are going through this hard time. And you're like, but look, I was in a picture with him.
So it affects me too.
Right. So RJ posts this whole thing on his Facebook page, and he's made this post public about how he went through Radio Row at the CMA Awards. You know, they bring in jocks from all over the country for CMA to interview artists. And so RJ was making his way through Radio Row and talking to some jocks. And this one jock that he likes a lot was talking about how Shitty PD made fun of her because local sports, I can't remember who it was, some athlete died, and she had a picture with him and she posted it. And Shitty PD called her out on it. And so RJ went on this like really long post about, you know, there's enough negativity in the world, and, you know, Holly's one of the nicest people, and blah, 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 blah. And I actually commented on it because it was basically like open letter to Shitty PD kind of thing. And I commented on it and I said, I happen to know that Shitty PD answers their Instagram DMs. I feel like that's a conversation between the two of you that I would really love to see. Next thing I know, I see on Instagram that Shitty PD has posted an open letter to RJ. Like, you don't know what
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, you don't know what a bit is, and if you don't understand it, you should stay out of it, and I shouldn't have to explain this to you. And apparently, there were people at CRB trying to convince Shitty PD to do some kind of one-on-one thing during CRS 25, like him against one of the radio VPs.
Nice.
And he's like, I guess that's out the window now. Like it was drama. It was drama like I would watch if it was a show on Netflix.
So nobody knows who Shitty PD is.
No.
Oh, that's so great.
Mm-hmm.
And RJ, I don't know this RJ guy. I know an RJ, but it's not this. Is he the guy who is the bully that you talked about at CRS?
The bully.
Oh, God. Do you see their Shitty Radio Wife and Shitty Radio Sales, too?
No, I hadn't seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I saw there was a Shitty Radio producer.
What platform is that on? Are they on
Instagram?
On the Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know who the bully is that you're talking about, Wally.
Remember, you had your friend who you guys were when you had your did your presentation.
Yeah.
There was your friend who was going to be there, and there was some guy who was sort of a bully, and she was worried about him like being a yak or an asshole or something.
No, I think you might be talking about the consultant. Yes.
That was sorry. Yep,
the Tomato-gate consultant.
Right.
That's who her biggest bully is. But no, RJ's a really nice guy. He worked at KZLA for years and years and years. And then he worked at I want to say he worked at R&R for a little while. And then he worked at Country Air Check before I was there. And then I think when he left Country Air Check, it was to head up the CRB.
So is he in the wrong lane?
I think I think that Shitty PD is probably not an account he ever was even aware of.
Right.
On Instagram. Like it's not his thing. And probably Holly, what's her name, having her feelings hurt was the first time he had ever heard about Shitty PD. And then he looked at it and went, well, this is terrible. I must defend radio against this terrible bully account.
So then I think I would be okay to say that he still believes in the virtue of radio, and that it's still,
if he didn't, he would be in the wrong job.
It's viable and wonderful. And that it's not the shit show
he
that it
literally
really is.
has to. He's the head of country radio broadcasters. Like if he thought radio was dead, he could not do the job that he's doing.
Well, I don't think it's dead. I wouldn't, but I think it's fucking just a shitty clusterfuck right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take a lot to fucking bail it out. And much of that bailing it out would have to be get rid of these gigantic fucking companies and turn it back over to local owners.
He is a radio cheerleader.
Yeah, it's all right though.
And that's his job.
Yeah, it's all right to be a local radio cheerleader. Like, I like to cheerlead radio stations that I see are doing a good job for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not again radio doing a good job. I'm certainly saddened by the going dark of 3 stations up near Bangor.
Yeah.
That sucks because those people, that's a sort of a remote area, and their access to local information is now been fucking cut drastically because they don't have a local TV station. Mm-hmm. They might have their little local Facebook page, but that is only as good as the fucking Kravitz, the Mrs. Kravitz who post on it.
Yeah.
It's not real news. It's not real information. It's third hand. I saw, did you see? Who heard this? It's all that bullshit. It's the stuff that creates, Democrats eat babies kind of thing. That's what
they're eating the dogs.
They're eating the animals.
They're eating the pets.
They're eating the pets. It's
geese. They're eating them. Yeah, it's really sad that that's happened, and it's happened. I did read that, and it was on the local news here, television news. It sucks. It really sucks. Because it's just another fucking nail in the coffin of good broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I got to call it a day, but before I do, Jess, I just wanted to congratulate you on your OnlyFans page.
Thank you.
So,
thank you very much.
I'm hoping that works out for you.
Yeah, me too.
And you can sell some of that used underwear. All right. Well, thank you.
I don't know anything about. I'll hear this next time.
Go look at my Facebook page. Or my Instagram. It'll all come clear.
There you go. Wally, that's INSTAGRAM. Okay.
Ram. Okay, I got it.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay. Is that .com? Is that .com?
Yes, that's .com.
It is a .com. Yes.
It is. Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Have a great week.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time.